Hey everyone, and welcome back. So have a lot of new stuff to get to today. Definitely have the, Scream Factory announcements, Shout Factory announcements, Vinegar Syndrome, stuff for May, a couple other things. I'm going to kind of squeeze in as much as possible. Now I am going to skip over a lot of the little details, like some of the extras and stuff. So just a heads up on that, mainly because of time that I have right now. But speaking of time, on the plus side, the last few weeks, which have been extremely kind of crazy and hectic for me, have luckily a lot of that hasn't passed. Some stuff is very much ongoing, but at least it's I guess you could say it's lightened up. So I should have a lot more time to get to videos and replies and comments. And in fact, I've already recorded 2 videos, other videos that I just need to finish editing them and get them posted. And they're not news videos. They're actually something kind of cool. But anyway, let's just dive right in because there's a lot here to go over. So first up, announcement from 20th Century Fox slash Disney, or I guess technically it would be Disney slash 20th Century Fox. They have announced that later this year, no details just yet as far as a release date or actually anything else for it, they are going to be releasing a 4K version of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, which, it was long overdue, but again, since Disney owns it, I'm actually not surprised it took this long. So many films in the 20th Century Fox library that we desperately need released. But anyway, so that one is in the works. Due out later this year. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like October timeframe. That would kind of make the most sense. And then we move over to Warner Brothers. Just 2 things from Warner Brothers. First up, their upcoming 4K release of Lethal Weapon, the original Lethal Weapon. No word yet on the sequels. Coming June 24th. There are going to be 2 versions of it. A standard release and the Steelbook. Now the Steelbook has been up for pre-order for a while, and the standard release was actually just announced, and I believe it is also up for pre-order at the moment. I had the Steelbook on pre-order, but I have to admit the standard version, which while not 100% exact, is pretty close to the original poster, one sheet poster, so I'm like, yeah, I think I'm going to cancel the Steelbook and just go with the standard. That's just me. But they did release the details. It is going to have actually 2 cuts of the film in 4K. It's going to have the original theatrical cut as well as the extended cut. Now they're calling it a director's cut, but to my knowledge, it's actually not a director's cut. In fact, Richard Donner did not like that cut. He preferred actually the theatrical cut. So I don't like that they're calling it a director's cut. It's just an extended cut. And I think I've only seen it once. And while the extra scenes were okay, I much prefer the theatrical cut, just for myself. We'll have a brand new Dolby Atmos track, but also luckily port over the original stereo theatrical mix, and it ports over 2 extras, one on Richard Donner and one on just the chemistry of, I guess, the 2 leads and stuff, and that's it, nothing else. Kind of bummed that there are at least a few more extras, but anyway, finally got the details on that, and again, that is set for June 24th. And moving right along, so the other thing from Warner Brothers, New Line Cinema, obviously it's Warner Brothers since they own New Line Cinema now. We have an update, a mini update, on the restoration of the Nightmare on Elm Street sequels. As some of you know, we had stuff a couple months ago on Freddy's Dead on the restoration of that. And now director Jack Shoulder, directed Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, said that he's working on the restoration of Part 2 right now. So very, very exciting news. Can't wait for that release later this year. So yeah, they're all being worked on. And without further ado, let's just dive right into the Shout / Scream Factory titles for July. So might jump around a little bit here. Between the Shout and Scream titles, same company, but you know what I mean. Let's see. Let's do this Blu-ray first. So coming July 22nd, retailing for $34.98 is Blu-ray of the Strangers in Candy movie from 2005. Now that's I don't even think I've seen the movie. The series was hilarious. If you ever got a chance to watch the series, God, it was very, very funny. Anyway, so they're coming out with a Blu-ray of the movie, and let's see. Next up. Let's see, coming July 1st, retailing for $34.98 is a 4K release of the movie Primary Colors, starring John Travolta from, what year was this, 1998? And that will be a 4K release with an included Blu-ray. And let's see, next up, moving right along. I'm sorry, I know I'm going a little fast, but I have to keep going. Coming July 1st as well, retailing for $39.98, is a 4K release of the movie Alexander Revisited, the final cut, the Oliver Stone film starring Colin Farrell, which some of you know had like a lot of different cuts done to it. And I believe that's only going to be a 4K release, not a separate Blu-ray release. And it is a 2-disc set, has a 4K disc and a Blu-ray. The Blu-ray does not have the movie on it, just has a bunch of the extras on it. So it has a brand new 4K restoration done in 2025 with a Dolby Atmos track, 2 commentary tracks, including an older one with Oliver Stone, and then the Blu-ray has a couple of new interviews and some ported over stuff, including the feature-length making of documentary. And what is the runtime on this? 213 minutes. Wow. I only saw it once, and honestly, I couldn't even tell you which cut it was. So, yeah, if you've seen the final cut, let me know if it's worth it. But again, only a 4K release, and that is set for July 1st. Okay, almost done with the Shout stuff before we get to the Scream stuff. So coming July 29th is a box set, which will be both 4K and Blu-ray. It is the Jet Li collection, retailing for $129.98, and it has, how many movies are in this set? It's got 5 of his films, so it'll have all 5 both on a 4K disc and a Blu-ray disc. And let's, yeah, because it's like 10 discs, isn't it? Well, yeah, 10. Yeah, 'cause it's 5 movies. 5 times 2 is 10. Wow, you can tell I went to college. So the films included in this set are Fung Sai-yuk, if I'm pronouncing that okay. The sequel, Fung Sai-yuk 2. And then let's see, Tai Chi Master, that's a good one. Fist of Legend, another good one. And then finally, The Bodyguard from Beijing. And again, that is set for, what did I say, July 29th. So some more Hong Kong films coming out from them. And then finally, the big one from Shout Select line is indeed a 4K release with included Blu-ray of the original Ace Ventura Pet Detective, set for July 29th, retailing for $39.98. And there will be 2 releases, standard release as well as a separate steelbook. I know I'm going for the standard because it does have the original one sheet on it. And I don't believe the steelbook is an exclusive, so I think you'll be able to get that anywhere. Oh, and the steelbook retails for $44.98. Unfortunately, it doesn't come with many extras. It ports over a pre-existing commentary track with the director and the theatrical trailer. Now, obviously, it has a new 4K transfer from the original negative. Only has 1 running time. I don't know if it's going to have the home video version that had that extra scene, or if it's the original theatrical cut. So I don't know if that scene, if it's with or without that scene. I don't know at the moment. But that is definitely one I will be picking up. It has just been a while since I've watched it, so I could use some laughs, let me tell you. Now we move over to the Scream Factory titles for July. Now there's only 3 here, so get through them pretty quick. First up, coming July 8th, retailing for $39.98, is a 4K release with included Blu-ray of the movie Abigail. It's a newer film. Wasn't it from last year? Yeah, 2024. Has some new extras with a lot of the interviews on the included Blu-ray disc, but it does port over a couple of pre-existing extras, so that's good. And again, that is due out July 8th. The next one, which I'm happy is finally coming, this is actually one of the ones I was looking forward to in the Roger Corman line, is a 4K release, included Blu-ray, of Battle Beyond the Stars, retailing for $39.98, due out July 15th. And it looks like, I think it's pretty much the same. No, actually, it does have 2 new extras on it. One about James Horner, the composer, who went on to do amazing scores throughout his career. And one with Alan Howarth on some of his work on the film with like sound effects and things like that. And then the rest are ported over from the previous release. That is one actually I've been waiting for. I was hoping they'd do a 4K. I kind of assumed they would, but you know, just I'm happy it's finally coming out. And then finally, the one which I did mention I think it was last month or I don't know, not too long ago, that kind of leaked out that they were doing a 4K release of Fade to Black, the film from 1980, my fault. Retailing for $39.98, set for July 29th. So it'll be a 4K disc with an included Blu-ray. Has a brand new restoration. I have to double check. I believe it ports over all the extras that were on the Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray release from a few years ago. It looks like they're all here. Now, the majority of them are on the Blu-ray disc, with the 4K disc only having the commentary tracks, but hopefully we're not missing out on anything, because that always drives me nuts when, we're missing some extras. Happy that is finally getting out. Kind of surprised Vinegar Syndrome didn't hold on to that, but again, rights issues and all that. I mean, I know how that goes. So again, that is set for July 29th. And then finally we get to the Vinegar Syndrome stuff. Now, they do have some pre-order stuff that is only up for pre-order this weekend, which runs through Monday night, I think, the May 5th. And then you can pre-order some of the titles that will be up, coming out, or announced and fully coming out at the end of May, when they do their halfway to Black Friday sale, which is always the last weekend of May, which I believe starts on May 23rd. So there are some secret titles that won't be announced until the sale, but we do have 4 announcements already. One is a new cinematograph title up for pre-order for $32.99. It is indeed the Jonathan Demme film starring Spalding Gray, Swimming to Cambodia. And that is a Blu-ray release, and it is region A locked, so just a heads up on that. And then we get to the 2 Vinegar Syndrome titles, and then there is 1 Vinegar Syndrome Ultra title, and then the rest are secret, but one thing at a time. So first up, coming to 4K, is indeed the comedy Dirty Work, for pre-order for $42.99. And yes, that is the one with Norm Macdonald and a whole lot of other funny people in it, directed by Bob Saget, from 1998, and there actually will be 2 cuts of the film. Has both the 82-minute theatrical cut and the 83-minute director's dirtier cut, as they're calling it. I don't think it's director's cut, dirtier cut. And both cuts will be in 4K. So it will be a 3-disc set, 4K disc, 2 Blu-rays, and the Blu-ray, one of the Blu-rays will have the movie. And this thing has a ton of extras, commentaries, interviews, and the whole 9 yards. I can't wait to get this one. I haven't seen this one in a long time. And before we get to the Ultra title, the other one in the regular Vinegar Syndrome title is William Friedkin's Jade, getting a 4K release, up for pre-order for $42.99. And that'll be a 2-disc set, 4K disc with included Blu-ray. Blu-ray will be region A locked. Bit of an underrated William Friedkin film, but it will have both cuts of the film in 4K, luckily. The original theatrical cut running 95 minutes, and then the director's cut running 107 minutes. And then finally we get to the Vinegar Syndrome Ultra title. I don't know, this one they may take down after this weekend and then put it back up at the end of the month. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I think so. And it is indeed a 4K release of The Golden Child, the Eddie Murphy film, which I'm actually kind of surprised Paramount didn't put that out themselves, but it is going to be a 2-disc set, a 4K disc, and a Blu-ray. It's Paramount, so it's going to be a region A locked Blu-ray. Up for pre-order for $42.99. It's got a ton of extras, commentary, a bunch of interviews, and even some archival making of stuff as well. I know some people are kind of iffy on this film, but I always, I saw it as a kid, so it's like, I know it's not one of Eddie Murphy's better films, but I've always loved it, so looking forward to getting that one, and an interesting one for Vinegar Syndrome to put out, but of course they've been putting out a lot more of Paramount, bigger Paramount titles as part of their deal. And then finally we get to the 2 secret titles. Now I don't know what they are, but they are, you can pre-order them in advance, so you just lock in your order. Now this I know will be taken down at the end of this weekend, and once they're revealed at the end of the month, well, obviously they'll be up for pre-order again at that point. Now you can pre-order them together for $84.99. There are some other package deals, which I'll get to in just a moment. Now as far as these 2 go, I believe they're both going to be 4K titles, and they're both supposed to be horror films. So first up, let's see, what do they say about it? One, a brooding and atmospheric masterpiece from the 70s, and the other, a grim and gruesome early 90s classic by an auteur of the macabre. Both them newly restored in 4K. Now, I've seen some people think that it could be, the early 90s one could be The Dark Half, which, the George Romero film, which honestly, I would love if it was that. I don't know how likely that is. If it is that, I'll be all over it, but I don't know. Whatever it is, obviously we'll find out in just a couple weeks. And there will be 2 bundles that you can choose from as well. And there are going to be other titles that also are secret right now and don't know what they are. I'll get to the teaser of what they say, but just for the 2 packages, you can get all the Vinegar Syndrome stuff for $267.99. And I do believe that, again, that is only up for this weekend. And then finally, if you want everything, even from all their like sub-labels and everything, it's going to be $359.99. Now, as far as what else is coming from some of their sub-labels, so, okay, here's everything. Let me just kind of go over everything. So, everything that's coming out this month. Obviously, the 4K of The Golden Child, Jade, Dirty Work, Swimming to Cambodia. There's going to be 2 secret 4K horror titles, a surprise cinematograph title, which will also be 4K, a Blu-ray, VSA Action Trilogy set, a surprise Vinegar Syndrome Lab title, which will be Blu-ray, and then finally a Blu-ray in their the Gowser video horror line. I think, didn't they tease something? Yeah, so the cinematograph one is a brand new 4K restoration of a star-studded 80s classic. That's all they kind of say about that. Obviously, the 2 secret horror titles, we already went over that. The VSA title is a Hong Kong action trilogy set. The Vinegar Syndrome Labs one is also going to be an action film, blends 2 iconic genres while headlining 2 equally iconic stars. And then finally, the Gowser video one will be a late 80s shot on video mayhem film, whatever that turns out to be. So that is it for Vinegar Syndrome. Again, obviously a lot of the secret titles we won't find out till the end of May, but anyway, that's everything for now. And again, some of these will be on the site the entire month up for pre-order, but a couple of these I believe are only up for pre-order this weekend, be taken down and then put up at the end of the month. It's just a way if you want to lock in your order now. You will get it, I believe, slightly cheaper than they will be when they go back up. And then obviously, you know, when we get closer to the sale, I'll cover all the details then. So anyway, that's everything. Good Lord. You know, even trying to get through it quickly, it still takes forever. I know I've said this before, but again, thank you for your patience. It just had a lot of stuff to deal with lately, so, but I'm so glad I can kind of, hopefully, fingers crossed, have a lot more free time to, again, to get to everything. Already got the other two videos. I just need to finish editing and a lot of other stuff. And again, even getting back to comments and stuff, which I kind of got, which I definitely need to get to. So anyway, yeah, let me know your thoughts on any of these. And yeah, as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.